Doctors are urgently warning senior women about a daily habit that's quietly triggering sudden odor changes, a habit so normal, so routine, that most women over 60 never once question it. But new research shows it disrupts your skin's natural chemistry, increases odor-producing bacteria by more than 200%, and speeds up changes that can make the body smell different almost overnight. For decades, women were told this habit was completely safe. Some were even told it was the cleanest thing they could do. But a 2024 Harvard-backed analysis uncovered something alarming. In the last 2 years alone, odor-related complaints among senior women jumped by 68%, and nearly every case traced back to this one hidden trigger. And here's what makes it even more unsettling: most of the women didn't change their diet, their medications, or their hygiene. All they did was continue a routine they've had since their 20s. Before I explain the habit, let me ask you something. If you're a woman watching this right now, how old are you? And what country are you watching from? Because women in their 60 seconds, 70 seconds, even late 80 seconds have started noticing the same sudden shift, and they all thought they were alone. So take a second and type your age and location below. You'd be surprised how many women your age are facing the same thing. Now, let's dive in. Because once you understand what's happening inside your skin and why this everyday habit becomes dangerous after 60, everything will start to make sense. Now that you're here, take a moment and look at the comments. Women from all over the world, the United States, Canada, the UK, Australia, South Africa, the Caribbean women in their 50 seconds, 60 seconds, 70 seconds, even their late 80 seconds, they're all raising their hands because they've noticed something changing in their bodies too. You'll see comments from women saying, "I thought it was just me," or "I didn't want to mention this to anyone," or "I've been embarrassed to bring this up with my doctor." And that's the exact reason this topic matters more than most people realize. For many senior women, odor changes don't feel like a small issue. They affect confidence. They affect the way you see yourself when you get dressed in the morning. They affect the closeness you feel with your spouse or partner. Some women even start avoiding social events or family gatherings, simply because they feel off, even after showering. And yet, nobody talks about it. Not friends, not family, not doctors, at least not until now. But when researchers began comparing the experiences of thousands of older women, they noticed the same pattern repeating again and again. Sudden odor changes. No real explanation, and no connection to diet or medication. Just this one common habit that women thought was harmless. That's when scientists dug deeper. And the deeper they went, the clearer the picture became. Something in a woman's body changes after 60. Something subtle but powerful. And this everyday routine that was perfectly fine in your younger years becomes a trigger that flips the bacteria on your skin into overdrive. And what's surprising is how quickly it happens. Some women reported noticing changes in just a few days. Others said it crept in slowly: a faint smell after a walk, a different scent in the morning, clothing that feels like it traps odor faster than before. At first they blamed sweat, then the weather, then laundry detergent, anything except the real cause. But the truth is simpler and scarier than that. Because once estrogen levels dip, once sweat glands shift, once the skin starts losing moisture faster than it can replace it, your body becomes more sensitive to certain routines you've done your entire life. And that sensitivity shows up first in your scent. That's exactly why doctors are sounding the alarm now. This isn't about poor hygiene. It's not about being unclean. It's not about age catching up to you. It's about a biological change that exposes the skin and the habit that makes that vulnerability worse. So stay with me, because in just a moment, I'm going to show you the breakthrough study that finally explains why so many women are experiencing this, and more importantly, what you can do starting today to get back control. The breakthrough study. Everything started with a quiet investigation led by researchers at the National Institute on Aging. For years, doctors had been receiving scattered reports from senior women about sudden odor changes, sharp, unfamiliar, sometimes embarrassing shifts that didn't match anything in their medical history. At first, the report seemed random, but when scientists began gathering the data, a pattern emerged. They launched a detailed 18-month study, gathering 3,200 200 women between ages 58 and 82 from different backgrounds, different climates, different diets, and different health histories. Some lived in warm states like Florida and Texas. Others lived in colder areas like Minnesota and Michigan. Some exercised daily. Others didn't. Some took medications, others didn't. But despite these differences, nearly all of them had one thing in common. They performed the same daily habit, and the numbers were impossible to ignore. Women who continued this habit after age 60 showed a 240% increase in odor-producing bacteria on the skin. Their pH levels shifted dramatically. The moisture barrier, the shield that keeps the skin balanced, became thinner, drier, and more reactive. In fact, when researchers compared skin samples, they discovered that even women with excellent hygiene were experiencing bacterial overgrowth simply because their skin was being stripped too aggressively every single day. What stunned the research team most wasn't the odor itself, it was the speed at which the change happened. Some women experienced increased odor within 7 days of doing the habit consistently. Others developed dryness, irritation, or uneven texture long before the odor even began. It was almost like their skin was sending warnings, but nobody recognized the signs. And when scientists dug deeper, they found something even more telling. Women who reduced the habit, not eliminated it, just reduced it, saw improvements in as little as 4 to 8 days. Their odor levels dropped. Their pH levels stabilized. Their natural skin oils began returning. It was as if their skin finally had a chance to breathe again. To confirm the findings, the team partnered with dermatologists from Stanford University and the Mayo Clinic. They compared the results to thousands of older patient files dating back 10 years. Again, the same conclusion appeared. Women over 60 who performed this habit daily experienced rapid changes in their skin chemistry, and these changes directly affected odor. This wasn't a minor discovery. It changed the way doctors now understand senior women's skin. Because after 60, your skin is not the same skin you had in your 30 seconds, 40 seconds, or 50 seconds. It becomes thinner, more delicate, more reactive. And when something disrupts it, even something as simple as an everyday routine you've done your whole life, it responds differently. One of the lead researchers put it this way: "We didn't expect the trigger to be something so ordinary. We expected diet, medication, or hormonal shifts. But what we found instead was a common daily habit that becomes harmful because of age-related biological changes, not because the habit is bad by itself." And that's the key point. The habit isn't harmful to younger women. But for women over 60, whose skin chemistry has changed, whose hormone levels have adjusted, whose moisture barrier is thinner, the habit becomes a silent disruptor. That's why doctors are now speaking up. Not to scare you, but to empower you. Because once you understand what's really happening under the surface, you can take back control faster than you think. Now that you know what the research uncovered, it's time to understand why your body reacts differently after 60. Because that's the missing piece most women have never been told. What changes in the body after 60? As women age, the body doesn't change all at once. It shifts in small, quiet ways, almost unnoticeable at first. And those changes build upon each other over time. When you cross 60, these subtle shifts begin to matter more than they ever have before. And the surprising truth is that odor changes are not random. They follow a biological pattern that researchers have finally mapped out. One of the biggest changes is the drop in estrogen. Most women think of estrogen as a hormone connected only to menopause or mood. But its influence on your skin is far deeper. Estrogen helps regulate moisture, pH balance, sweat production, and even the microscopic oils that protect your skin from harmful bacteria. When estrogen declines, the skin doesn't just dry out, it loses its natural defenses. Think of your skin like a shield. When you were younger, that shield was thick, hydrated, and flexible. It recovered quickly from irritation, dryness, or harsh products. But as estrogen lowers, that shield becomes thinner. It can't trap moisture the way it used to. It becomes more sensitive to soaps, hot water, and the types of body washes that once felt perfectly fine. This is why so many senior women say, "My skin feels different," even if they can't explain how. The texture changes. The sensitivity changes. And the scent, the natural scent of your body becomes more noticeable, not because you're less clean, but because your skin is more exposed. Another change happens in the sweat glands. Younger skin produces sweat that's mostly water with very low levels of odor-causing compounds. But after 60, sweat becomes more concentrated. Even if you sweat less overall, what does come out contains higher levels of fatty acids, the exact ingredients bacteria feed on. This means even a small amount of sweat can create a bigger smell than it used to. And then there's the issue of skin turnover. In your 20 seconds and 30 seconds, your skin refreshed itself every 4 weeks. Dead skin cells shed easily, making room for new ones. But after 60, that process slows by more than half. Dead skin stays on the surface longer, trapping bacteria and making it easier for odor to develop. This isn't something you see in the mirror, but it's something you feel in the dryness of your arms, the tightness after showering, or the way certain areas feel rougher than before. For some women, circulation plays a role. As circulation slows with age, especially in the legs and feet, odor can appear more quickly. Poor circulation means slower removal of waste from the skin, which affects scent. Women often tell doctors, "I shower every day. Why do I still smell different?" And this is exactly why. The body is changing beneath the surface. Medication is another piece of the puzzle, not because the medication is harmful, but because many prescriptions alter hydration, pH, or sweat composition. Blood pressure pills, cholesterol medications, and diabetes treatments, all of them can influence the skin in small ways that add up over time. When combined with a thinning moisture barrier, the result becomes noticeable. And here's the part that brings everything together. All of these changes, hormones, sweat chemistry, skin turnover, circulation, medications, they are not problems by themselves. They're natural, expected, and completely normal. But when you add a daily habit that strips moisture, disrupts pH, or removes the protective oils your skin is desperately trying to hold on to, the system breaks down. Odor appears. Irritation appears. Sensitivity increases. Most women don't notice this until one day something feels different. Clothing smells faster. Underarms smell stronger even with deodorant. The scent after a shower doesn't last as long. And because no one explains these internal shifts, women blame themselves. But this is not your fault. It's biology. It's normal. And once you understand the changes, you can make simple adjustments that repair your skin's balance and bring your natural freshness back. Now that you understand what's happening inside your body, let's move into something even more important. The top 5 reasons odor changes happen after 60. Starting with the one that almost every doctor notices first. The top 5 reasons for odor changes after 60. Number 5. Reduced hydration levels. Let's begin with something so simple that most women overlook at hydration. As we age, the body's natural thirst response becomes weaker. You don't feel thirsty the way you used to. Many senior women go half the day with just a sip or two of water. But here's the surprising truth. Dehydration thickens sweat. When sweat becomes thicker, it carries more fatty acids, the exact compounds bacteria break down into odor. In younger years, diluted sweat masks this effect. But after 60, the body produces less overall sweat. Yet the sweat that is produced is heavier, more concentrated, and more likely to create scent quickly. Some women notice it after a short walk, others after sleeping, and others only when they raise their arms. But the connection is the same. When your body is even slightly dehydrated, odor becomes stronger. And here's where it gets interesting. A Harvard senior health analysis found that older women underestimate their hydration needs by 32%. Not because they forget, but because the signals simply aren't there anymore. It's not about drinking gallons of water. It's about giving your body enough hydration so that the sweat your body produces isn't overloaded with odor-triggering compounds. Now, dehydration is surprising, but reason number 4 is something almost nobody suspects, yet almost every senior woman deals with. Number 4. Medication interactions. Many women assume medication only affects blood pressure, cholesterol, or sugar levels. But some of the most common prescriptions create small changes in the skin that lead to unexpected odor. not because the medication is harmful, but because of the body's reaction to it. For example, certain blood pressure medications dry the skin, causing the protective barrier to thin faster. Diabetes medications can alter sweat composition. Cholesterol drugs sometimes increase surface dryness on the torso and underarms. Even simple antihistamines reduce natural oils. These changes don't happen suddenly. They happen quietly. One dry patch here, one sensitive spot there, a little extra sweat in another area, and all of them create openings for bacteria to thrive. What makes this more challenging is that most women don't connect the medication to the odor change. They think, "I've been taking this for years." But here's the key. Your skin at 65 isn't the same skin you had at 55. The medication didn't change, your skin did. And this creates one of the biggest misunderstandings in senior health. The medication is not creating the odor. The medication is lowering the skin's ability to protect itself. But reason number 3 is where everything changes. Because it affects every single woman over 60, no exceptions. Number 3. Slower skin turnover. When young skin sheds, it sheds invisibly tiny flakes that disappear without you noticing. The skin renews itself every month. But after 60, that renewal cycle slows dramatically. Instead of refreshing every 4 weeks, it can take 8, 12, even 16 weeks. This leaves a thin layer of old skin cells sitting on the surface much longer. And those cells trap odor. They hold on to sweat. They absorb scent from clothing. They even pick up smells from the environment. It's like wearing a thin, invisible layer that your body wants to get rid of, but can't shed quickly enough. Because this process is so slow, many women say things like, "My skin just smells different now," or "My clothes smell faster," or "I shower." But the freshness doesn't last. They're not imagining it. The odor isn't coming from deep inside the body, it's sitting on the surface. And when this old layer mixes with the daily habit we'll get to shortly, the skin becomes more reactive than it's ever been. Now, if slow turnover explains why the skin traps odor, reason number 2 explains where the odor hides and why certain areas seem harder to keep fresh. Number 2, hidden bacteria zones. This is the reason almost every doctor nods their head at because they see it over and over again in senior women. As the body changes, certain areas become warmer, softer, and more prone to moisture buildup. These areas become pockets where bacteria multiply faster than the skin can protect itself. We're talking about spots most women don't think of as odor zones. Under the breast folds, the lower abdomen, the groin, the inner thighs, the back of the knees, even the lower back. These areas don't get as much airflow as they used to. Clothes sit differently, skin folds become deeper, sweat dries more slowly. Even when a woman is fully clean, these areas can trap moisture, leading to an odor hours later. And because the odor isn't coming from the underarms, women often can't identify where it's coming from exactly, just that something feels off. What's important to understand is that this is not due to poor hygiene. It's not due to doing anything wrong. It's simply the way the body evolves with age. But now we've reached the most important part. Reason number 1, the daily habit that doctors say is behind the sudden rise in odor changes. And once you hear it, everything from sections 1 through 4 will finally click together. Number 1, the daily habit doctors are warning about. This is the discovery that doctors found in nearly every case of sudden odor changes. The daily habit that seems clean, refreshing, and even necessary, but becomes harmful after 60. And that habit is the overuse of scented soaps and body washes. For younger skin, scented washes are harmless. But for senior skin, thinner, drier, more sensitive, and more easily disrupted, these products strip away the skin's natural oils, leave micro tears in the moisture barrier, and push the pH level out of balance. Once the skin barrier is disrupted, bacteria multiply up to 6 times faster. That's why researchers found a 240% increase in odor-causing bacteria in women who use scented soap daily. It wasn't the perfume itself, it was what the chemicals were doing to the skin, stripping, drying, and destabilizing the delicate barrier you rely on. Women who reduced scented soap use saw improvements in 4 to 8 days. Their skin stopped overreacting. Their odor levels balanced. Their natural scent returns softer, cleaner, more familiar. This is the moment where everything you've heard so far comes together. Overwashing, harsh ingredients, dry skin, sensitive sweat glands, slow turnover, hidden moisture zones. They all combine and scented soap becomes the trigger. Now that you know the 5 root causes, it's time for the part that brings hope. The top 5 daily habits that can reverse odor changes naturally, restore balance, and bring back confidence. Top 5 fixes to reverse odor changes naturally. Number 5. The 60-second morning hydration boost. Let's start with something simple that transforms the skin from the inside out. Every morning, the first thing your body needs is hydration. Not coffee, not tea, water. Your skin cells wake up dry, and your sweat glands wake up concentrated. This creates the perfect environment for odor. But when you drink a warm cup of water right after waking up, something powerful happens. The body rehydrates, the sweat becomes lighter, and the skin's moisture barrier begins to soften. Many women who add this one habit say their skin feels more balanced before they even step into the shower. Adding a slice of lemon once or twice a week can help digestion and reduce the buildup of compounds that contribute to odor. A tiny pinch of sea salt can help women who tend to dehydrate quickly. Some even take a probiotic capsule in the morning, which supports the gut, another major factor in how your body smells. It's simple, gentle, and incredibly effective, and you'll notice a difference faster than you think. Now, that's the inside of your body. But the outside of your body needs attention too, and that leads us to fix number 4. Number 4, the fabric reset. One of the most surprising causes of lingering odor isn't the skin at all, it's your clothing. As women age, the body loses moisture, and fabrics sit differently against the skin. Synthetic fabrics like polyester trap odor and hold on to it even after washing. Many women think their body is the problem, but often it's the fiber itself. Cotton and bamboo fabrics breathe. They release moisture. They allow airflow around areas where bacteria love to hide. Switching underwear to cotton, choosing loose sleepwear, and adding breathable layers during the day can reduce odor dramatically. And here's something most women don't realize. Bras need more frequent washing as we age. Dead skin, oils, and sweat get trapped between the fibers. Even if the bra doesn't smell, it can transfer odor back to the skin. Some women who make these small clothing changes report a noticeable improvement in just a few days. The body finally gets a chance to stay dry, cool, and balanced. But clothing is just the surface. To truly reverse odor, we need to reset the underarms, the place where bacteria grow fastest. Fix number 3 explains exactly how. Number 3. The underarm rebalance method. This is one of the most powerful and underrated fixes. When the underarms lose their natural balance, bacteria multiply quickly, even if you shower every day. But there's a gentle method that resets the skin without burning, stripping, or irritating. It begins with using a pH-balanced wash during your shower. Not scented, not antibacterial, just gentle cleanser that supports the natural acidity of the skin. After showering, some women apply a diluted apple cider vinegar solution twice a week. Not enough to sting, just enough to help rebalance the skin's pH. Then comes the most important step, switching to magnesium-based deodorant. Why magnesium? Because a Harvard dermatology review found that magnesium reduces odor by up to 48% by neutralizing the compounds odor-producing bacteria feed on. This method doesn't mask odor. It corrects the environment that creates it. With this reset, most women notice a cleaner, lighter scent within days. Now, while your underarms are rebalancing, your circulation also plays a major role, especially at night. And that brings us to fix number 2. Number 2. The 2-minute night circulation booster. Circulation changes are one of the silent contributors to odor. When blood flow slows down, especially in the legs and feet, waste isn't filtered out as quickly. Some of that waste escapes through the skin, affecting its scent. A 2024 Copenhagen study found that simple nightly movement increased lymphatic flow by 23%. You don't need equipment or a workout routine, just 2 minutes in bed. Point your toes forward and backward. Make slow ankle circles. Slide your heels up and down the bed. take 4 slow breaths into your belly. These tiny movements wake up the vessels that transport nutrients and remove waste. When circulation improves, the skin becomes clearer, fresher, and less reactive. Women often say their body feels lighter in the morning, and that sensation comes from improved blood and lymph flow. Now we come to the heart of it, the number one fix. This is the foundation. Every woman over 60 needs this for fresh, balanced, healthy-feeling skin. Number 1. The Skin Barrier Repair Routine. This is the step that changes everything. Earlier, we talked about how scented soaps damage the moisture barrier. The skin barrier is your shield. It keeps the inside moisture in and the outside irritants out. When that shield is damaged, even a clean body can develop odor within hours. This routine restores that shield. It begins with a lukewarm shower warm enough to soothe, but not hot enough to strip the skin. Use a fragrance-free wash only on areas that need it. Let the water clean the rest. After showering, apply a simple ceramide-rich moisturizer within 2 minutes. Ceramides are the bricks your skin needs to repair the barrier. Without them, the shield stays cracked. Then give your skin a minute to breathe before dressing. This allows the lotion to settle and the moisture to lock in. Wearing airy, breathable sleepwear at night helps the skin stay balanced until morning. Women who follow this routine reduce odor-causing bacteria by 60% to 72% simply because the barrier is finally repaired. It's gentle, it's easy, and it gives your skin exactly what it has been missing. Now that you've learned the top 5 causes and the top 5 fixes, let's talk about something even more important: what these changes mean for your future, and how small habits today can give you more confidence, comfort, and freshness in the years to come. If today's video brought you clarity, comfort, or even a moment of relief, take a second and tap the like button. It helps this information reach more senior women who might be struggling silently and don't know where to turn. And if you want a place where you feel understood, where the advice is gentle, science-backed, and made specifically for women over 60, then subscribe to this channel. We talk about real issues that most people avoid: circulation, bone strength, swelling, confidence, mobility, aging skin, and daily habits that make life easier, healthier, and happier. You deserve to feel strong, fresh, and confident in your own body. And you're not alone. We're building a community of women who support each other every single day. Now that we've uncovered the causes and the solutions, let's talk about something even more important: what all of this means for your future. Because odor changes are not just about scent. They're about comfort. They're about confidence. They're about the way you move through your day and the relationship you have with your own body. So many senior women carry quiet worries. They shower more often. They change clothes more frequently. They avoid hugging as tightly or sitting too close to others. Not because they're unclean, but because they feel something inside them has shifted and they don't understand why. But now you know. And knowledge is powerful. You now understand that these changes are biological, not personal, natural, not shameful. You now know that a few small adjustments, hydration, breathable fabrics, rebalancing the underarms, improving circulation, repairing the skin barrier can restore balance faster than anyone expects. Imagine waking up and feeling fresh again. Imagine putting on your favorite clothes and knowing they'll stay fresh throughout the day. Imagine feeling comfortable sitting close to your spouse, your children, or your grandchildren without second-guessing yourself. Imagine feeling like your body is yours again, steady, predictable, and under your control. That is what these changes offer you. Not perfection, not the skin of your 20s, but a healthier, calmer, cleaner feeling that supports your confidence and dignity as you age. And here's something beautiful. The women who make these adjustments don't just improve their scent, they improve their skin texture, their circulation, their hydration, even their energy. Because every part of this routine supports your body's natural rhythm. You're not fighting your biology, you're supporting it. You've carried your body through decades of life. You've raised families, overcome stress, recovered from illness, worked hard, loved deeply, and endured more than most people realize. Your body isn't failing you. It's simply asking for something different now, something gentler, softer, more aligned with who you are today. And once you give it that, everything shifts. Your confidence grows. Your comfort returns. Your daily routines start to feel easier. You feel younger, lighter, cleaner, and more at ease in your skin. That is the real story here. Not the odor, not the habit, not the bacteria. It's the empowerment that comes when you finally understand what your body needs and how simple it is to give it exactly that. And before we end today's video, let me leave you with one last reminder, a simple message that can guide every choice you make from this point forward.